I don't know what,
I do appreciate
15 meters?
our buoyancy. I do appreciate that. Cool. We have some...
The accuracy of the USBL system is historically, just a rule of thumb, is 1% of water depth.
Neat.
But AJ and I were discussing this earlier, so we have 3 beacons in the water here. Is the offset on all of them the same?
We've had someone
Probably
chime
depends
in,
on
AJ.
orientation of the sensor and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it does. Rotational orientation definitely makes a difference. So in theory, I'm about 20 meters away from.
Some folks have chimed in here. They said they also depends on how many thrusters we have going, AJ, depending on if we would slide and how much.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
And they also did confirm that the cars on TV use movie magic, so validated.
Right. TV's not real life.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not poke holes in my reality here. Next, you're going to tell me people lie on the internet.
I've never seen it.
Oh, good. Oof. That would really rattle my cage.
Okay. Estimate of 7 feet from float to anchor. 2.3 meters.
You mentioned that we're dropping this beacon because another one is not working.
Correct, yeah.
So in the fact that this one is signaling as it drops.
It's working.
It's working, okay.
Yeah, confirmed working.
It's not going to change.
No. Unless it hits the bottom and explodes.
We hope not.
Well, I feel like we'd know if that happened. Yeah.
Oh, it's a very long photo.
Ooh, my retinas. I wasn't really using them anyway. It's all good. It's dark in here.
Figures it's coming back to the north. It's like a magnet.
Ooh, thank you. That's my favorite view. That's my favorite one. Yep. Actually, except maybe like a mirror. I'm a bit of a parakeet. Ooh, pretty bird. Pretty bird. Okay. Well, I figure I'm not going to change. I might as well just embrace it.
Just get a portrait painted.
I'm actually closer, ain't I?
Yeah, your USBL is showing you a little closer.
I'll just back up a little bit there.
You don't want to get bonked.
It's coming at you.
It is. Trying to get me. Did you re-zero?
I'd be very impressed if you held your arm out and caught it.
Catch it in the bio box.
No takers.
I want it to land where we can see it. I want to see it land.
Just gonna move this pointer. It always throws me off when I glance up there.
Really annoying. I usually drag it down off the... Did you rehome the DVL or no?
You want to reset?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Out of auto XY.
Jeb, I always read that as data labone.
that's what I just thought too. Data Lab 1.
Dat a labone.
Delicious.
I've never read that as data labone.
Data Lab
I'll
12.
never be able to look at it the same again.
Yeah, the two's not as funny. Like
No. Dat.
You want to
a
come
labone.
up 5, Jake?
Coming up.
I'm backing up a little.
Thank you for that,
I'm
Agent.
messing around with
You're
sonar.
welcome.
A gift I will keep forever.
That's how we figure out what works and what doesn't. Playing with it.
Hey, that's my computer. You
All
read,
right, ship move is
read
done.
my emails?
I'm just trying to keep you
Just
safe.
over 100 meters for the beacon to hit the seafloor.
Ooh, we should have timed it and figured out what its velocity was.
1.85 meters per second.
You already got that figured out?
Oh yeah. What do you think I'm doing back here?
That's
It's quick.
It's screaming.
It's like 100 meters a minute.
that's faster than my default terminal
It's
velocity
gonna make a
of falling objects.
It's gonna make a boom. You're gonna get in an orbit, screaming down.
I hope it's accurate. You're gonna see it land in front of you.
Cinema cam, slow-mo, zoom.
I'm about, in theory, 20 meters north of it.
50 meters to go to the bottom. $30 meters.
Oh, that's not as good as I thought it would be.
$15 meters.
Is that it?
Okay, we should. Oh,
Yeah, there it is in cinema.
you
It's got
see
a
it?
it's got a big white floating block in it.
Yeah. Nice.
Did you see it land?
Yeah.
See the dust cloud?
Yeah. Dust cloud starting.
Yeah, I'll come down.
Roger.
Oh, is that a little octopus?
Oh, you should have seen the tiniest little octopus we saw last shift. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, I saw 3 before I went to bed even.
It was like tiny.
I see.
This one? Just leaving
No.
your stuff everywhere, eh?
Jeb, you made sure your
I know.
car keys weren't tied to that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. No.
Jeb's car keys.
Yeah.
It's okay, just like Patrick's glove,
You
we'll bring it
wanna,
back.
I'm going to turn on...
What did you use as a float?
Syntactic foam block.
Incidentally labeled USBL float or beacon float.
Beacon, beacon float.
Yeah.
I think they got to call it eggs because then you'd have beacon and eggs.
Nice.
I agree. AJ was less enthused.
You know, might have to...
That was a better
Release,
setup
release.
than the last one.
Sorry, I got to
think.
practice. I got to
I
practice.
think you got it now, though.
Okay, cool.
Should have telemetry
There
Well,
are
to
some.
the craft.
Well, that float was sized appropriately. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some folks are
I've
wondering
got my finger on the button.
in the comments
Roger.
about this mission because they're mentioning that there was a cable lay during the famous Herc holiday, and we're definitely not in the neighborhood to repeat that or in the mood to repeat that. But if folks are interested in
Okay.
that kind of story, there is a
Have it here at the top here.
Sure.
video on the Nautilus webpage, how they rescued Hercs, that you can check that out.
Maybe underneath. They got some
I love
weird
the
rigging.
Herc holiday, like that's what it's
Just
called.
right at the knot there.
Spin.
The spin. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep.
Some great PR, folks.
Well, and like I said, there's a couple of videos
Okay.
on
Got it. Jaw locked.
Roger.
on the
See if
Nautilus
they
Live
float.
page, so you can check that out. And that can answer most of the questions about how we got him back, what happened, all that jazz. But like I said, we are not doing a repeat performance.
Okay, we want to head over to the node from here, yeah?
That's right. Yeah, we're going to put this on the west side of the node.
Roger.
And Jeb, I see you guys put some ready rod on there. But we don't need to put this in the dirt. It'll make a better sonar target if we just leave it as is. So
On top of the node.
I think Dirk wanted to give you options, probably.
options, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Jeb, swim down there and pull that off, would you?
Grab my keys while I'm at it.
Yeah.
Dow.
Free advertisement for Dalhousie.
That's
Enroll
right.
today.
Beautiful city, beautiful campus.
See, now there's an idea for funding.
Okay,
Those Norbit
so
spots.
Sell space
you're
on the
gonna wanna
syntactic
go
foam.
Yeah.
050.
Do what?
Sell space on the syntactic foam.
Oh, advertising
Yeah,
space.
exactly.
You can
Yeah.
get her going.
This
Got it
float
under
brought
control
to you
here.
by a sponsor.
You're ready for a
Jim
ship?
Pattison Toyota.
Okay.
050.
AJ, would you care to guess what the letter B is followed by on the top of this float?
I know it because I saw it,
Oh, okay.
Bridge nav.
and I hate it.
What does it stand for?
Can we have 45 meters 055,
It's
please?
the name of one of our former co-op students who used to write his name on
Thank you.
everything, and I'm not going to do him the honor of reading it out loud
Oh, dear.
because that's what he wanted.
What the heck, AJ? What the heck?
What do you guys even do?
Memories.
I see that you've got some free weights tied to the bottom. They look like gym weights.
Yep, barbell weights.
How many of those did we bring with us?
A lot.
A lot. Okay, good, good.
Yeah, enough for a whole
Which one
gym.
is it? The Cascadia Basin node?
Yeah, it'll be the one that's a little southeast of the,
The blue one.
This one here. Yep, the
Right.
blue one.
or southwest, sorry. Yeah, barbell weights are actually a fantastic weight for us to use because they're very consistent. We know exactly how much they weigh, whereas with scrap metal, you have to weigh them all individually.
Mm.
They have very solid anchor points that
Yeah.
you can shackle around with chain.
They're somewhat expensive, though.
They're
Ever tried to
not
go buy some barbell weights? They're pretty expensive.
they're not that expensive. We seem to be able to get them for about $1 a pound.
Okay.
And while yeah, scrap is a little cheaper, it's not that much cheaper.
Well, if you got to put all that labor into weighing it and labeling it with the label.
Sorry, Jake.
Yeah.
I'll come back down.
And then it might not have a shackle point, so you got to like drill a hole in it and hope that it doesn't fall apart on you and
I didn't
Not
realize it was up that high.
get tetanus when you touch it.
Mm. Takes a little more than touching it to get tetanus, but I do understand.
All the edges are broken, built-in handles. Pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the 45s at least are a perfect weight. That's like, you know, one person can carry it, so you can move large weights
Yes.
as a single person.
One person, yes. Very good. Well, hey, more gym weights on the seafloor and less in the gyms, the happier I am.
Just keeping the gym business alive, you know?
Exactly. Well, I mean, you know, half the fun of any gym equipment is buying the new gym equipment, right?
You'll have to
Yeah,
come back
that's
down
true.
with me. Sorry.
It's like my cleaning
didn't think I
equipment.
would float
It is
so fast.
pristine. Not because I've used it to clean.
Never seen dirt
No,
in its life.
no, that is this, my vacuum is spotless.
There it is. Visual. I'm going to put this on top of the node, okay?
Is that for any particular reason?
So we can pick it up with sonar better? Or do you want it where the other one was?
Yeah, I mean, the plan was to put it on the west side. Maybe because it's on a, because it's got a plate weight underneath it, maybe we can just put it right on top. Dead center. And
There
then
we
it'll
go.
really light it up, eh?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You
Look
want to
at that
come
lovely
down and
node.
give me a little more leash? Should I wait for it, or you want to just click? Oh, here, I'll do it. I'm going to click your auto heading off.
All right.
Sorry, AJ, you were telling me about a cute baby octopus. Can I hear more about this cute baby octopus?
No, I'm done.
Okay. All right, denied.
I mean, I don't really have much more to say than that. It was a cute baby octopus,
Just
and it was really, really small.
free floating or hanging out in the cable or
I think it
I got a picture
Was
of
it-
it.
I think it
Monica.
landed.
I can pass my phone.
Oh, yeah, that's a good photo.
oh.
It was while you were flying, right?
It was while I was
Yeah.
flying, yeah.
Yeah, you're camera guy.
Oh, look at that. So cute.
Monica, can you see the lasers on there? I can't remember.
No, there's no lasers in this photo,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately. But yes, that would help.
It was smaller, definitely smaller than the laser spacing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the lasers are 10 centimeters apart, so less than 10 centimeters.
Yeah, much less.
Cool.
Like a couple of centimeters, maybe.
Smaller than the palm of your hand, for sure.
Definitely. So cute. Thank you. Well, I know giant Pacific octopus, the largest octopus in the world, they actually start out about the size of a grain of rice
Down
when
a
they
few more
hatch.
meters, Jake.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of growing to do, so maybe the deep sea octopus are similar, being about the size of a grain of rice.
Was that the octopus that ate that seagull in Victoria? Did you hear about that?
I did, and yep, that was a giant Pacific octopus, and I mean, they can grow to be as long as a school bus from arm to arm, all stretched out. They're very, very large. I don't know about the species that was, so I don't know how big it will grow to, but it would make sense that it would start
Okay,
at
let her go.
a similar size grain of rice. We do have a viewer wondering why the lasers are off at this time.
Is that where we're leaving the beacon?
Look, it's us from the cable ship.
The lasers are currently on.
I was going to say, I do see them on, but we have had them off for several dives before. And
Yeah, we were playing around with some science, so we had them on just now.
Very cool. I must say, we look really cute, too, in this picture from the cable ship.
That's right. We could be less than 10 centimeters.
Yeah, we look pretty adorable.
Dan's probably pretty proud of that bullseye, eh?
You're backing up. I'm gonna come up.
I'm backing up so you can spin
Dirk
back
was
around, and
was concerned that the cable ship was actually a little model toy that was very close.
you'll have to take the half turn out. Where are we off to now, guys?
That's true.
I really think we're in standby until this cable ship sort of gets closer. The captains might want to rearrange the way the vessels are.
Yeah, we should run off to, where's our target monitor spot?
The anchor point, is that where we're
Yeah,
heading to?
50 meters down the line from the anchor point, so I can't see that high pack over there. But
Bridge nav. We can hold position here, please. Thank you. Okay, just a second. Anchor point is more or less south from us.
right, so there's going to be the mud mat touchdown, the anchor point. We want to be 50 meters.
Roger. Just beyond
Yeah,
that,
down
on the same line.
Yeah, and well, Herc wants to be 50 meters, so Atlanta 70 meters down the line.
Okay.
So equal distance, probably. Let's make it equal distance. Us on the other side of the anchor, from the mud mat landing zone.
That's like 100 meters. So mud mat, anchor, that's like
Right.
100 meters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is 103 meters, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to be, Herc wants to be 50 meters so we can see it in our sonar. And then, whatever, another 20 for Atlanta, so it's 70 meters. I should know that bearing by now. I should draw a little cheater map here. Isn't there, doesn't ONC have a little cheater map in the dive plan?
Sorry, Dan. What are you looking for?
Simplified diagram for ROV pilots.
Just of the node itself, or of the whole region?
No, just the landing arrangement.
Landing.
Oh, I don't know about the landing
I have
arrangement.
kind of a diagram.
Oh, yeah.
Mud mat.
What's
Anchor.
the
Yeah,
bearing of
the,
that line?
the node view there on the dive plan.
110,
It's like 138.
roger.
Or, yeah.
Yeah,
138,
or
roger.
315.8.
God, we're
Where's your
light.
tether?
Yeah, sorry.
Floating up.
100% down. Just like that, out of the box.
Okay, so are we wanting to move the ship down in that direction then to get into position, kind of southeast-ish of the anchor point?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to hold it 50?
He just said.
I don't know. No, we'll come back down to see that.
You're still on SPL, AJ.
See if we can light up that beacon on the way by.
Okay.
I'll come back down to 8 meters or so. Thanks for chasing me up there. That was not intentional. That was me having Z-bias nulled and letting go of it. Used to the ROV
I thought
not
we were
going
coming up to
any.
50. I was just coming up with you.
Thank you. Automagically. That could have been bad. Am I pulling on you now?
Yeah, I got to come down now.
So for folks who are just joining us, we
Okay, 100 meters, 138.
Roger.
Bridge, nav. Can we have 100 meters, 138, please? Thank you.
Sorry, 138 is the lay route or
Yes.
the route to the node? That's the lay route.
That's the lay route.
Right, so 110 the other way. Sorry, 31. What is the inverse of that?
318.
318, thank you.
Yep.
So those numbers should be burned in the pilot's head here so they know we're going back and forth on that. So that's our kind of happy heading arrangement.
Yeah, so I think the ideal cable lay direction, according to the dive plan, is 315.
Roger.
So the reciprocal of that is 135.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. I keep thinking you and Deck are
Northwest or
just-
southeast? Those are easy ones for ROV pilots to remember. I tend to stick to the cardinal points or the inner cardinal points. Makes my life less confusing when I'm looking at 20 screens and 50 buttons. I'm hoping to light up that, so that should be the beacon, right? I'm hoping to light it up in our sonar as we go by.
Here we have the beacon marked.
Roger. Do a practice sonar run of it.
Dan, are you heading to the Anchor LZ to go look at the node sonar?
No, we're gonna go to our safe standoff
Okay.
We'll get the Nautilus out of the way because right now
Yep.
it's in the way of the cable ship.
Yep.
And see how all that looks. They're probably going to run us off even more.
Okay.
And then on the way by, I was just going to see if I could light up that beacon, see if my sonars are set up.
Sounds great.
So in theory, I should come up about 8 meters and I should run right into the thing. I'm gonna
AJ, how the
I'm going to hold 8 meters
what's
altitude. That was kind of our optimum sonar height.
When we were
for
too
that marker
far
beacon.
for the sonar, the traditional sonar
Yeah.
to work, we did an orbit, like you go up and you go side to side.
Yeah, I
and
got
we
you.
were able to paint both the node and
Easily?
Yeah, easily.
Clear as day, huh?
Yeah, the node and like the float pack for the beacon.
Okay, on the
And
LZ
then,
of the anchor.
Yeah, and then you could use the measure function sometimes to get the measurement out of the orbit screen.
I was hoping this was going to be a lot better because the sonar, I was skeptical at the 100-meter range trying to ping the node just so because of its shape.
Yeah.
Okay, but this worked and it checked out.
Yeah. Well, so we haven't tried the node from over 100 meters because both the anchor LZ and the MudMat LZ are within 100 meters, so we could see the node from both of those.
Okay, yeah.
But when we were at then after we placed the beacon and we went to the MudMat LZ and we looked back at the anchor LZ, that's 103 meters, that one we couldn't see. Also, it's a small target.
Yeah, it's tiny.
But we had
Atalanta
USBL.
Atalanta's picking it up right now. That little dot you see in Atalanta off to the port side there, that's the node with the
Yeah,
node
float.
float
and
pack.
Atalanta's a third of the way maybe from the node to the
Yeah.
anchor LZ.
I could
Oh, that's awesome.
probably see it if I came down a bit, but I'm looking for a beacon in front of me. What are those 100-meter squares now?
You'll go eat
Is that it? Or
breakfast?
50 meters?
50.
Huh? 50?
50.
Yeah, I should be able to see it. Herc sonar. I'll just pop down for a minute.
Or another 10.
I can fill in. You guys are just really keen. I can feel the
Going down.
I think I'm happy here. I'm going to stay
All
here.
right. Stay in there.
Sorry.
I guess, have you had a chance to sit with Nico and go over the results from your survey and stuff? Or?
No.
Okay, so we will probably want to do that, Nico. Now that, yeah, while he's still here.
Okay. Do you want to just go off comms or? Okay.
So we'll want to get in our standoff position. We'll probably have to move further away, but once we get that northwest-southeast thing, we'll want Atalanta southeast behind Herc, because when we stretch, we're gonna stretch northwest to have a look, and then we're gonna run away. So we want to be able to just let go of it and
Roger.
have Atalanta swing us back.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah, the current ship move, in theory, should put Atalanta about 15 meters to the southeast
Perfect.
of here.
Perfect.
So good morning for anybody who's just joining us. We are currently at Cascadia. We are working on getting ready for a new cable lay. Kind of interesting or unusual on the satellite feed. There's a ship just off of us, and that is the Cable Innovator. And they're going to help us lay a new cable for part of the Ocean Networks Canada network. And some folks are wondering what's a mud mat. So these cables are going to be deployed using mud mats on the end of them, which essentially keep them up out of the mud, and it's a way of kind of suspending them from the seafloor. And this cable will help contribute to the Ocean Networks Canada network, and we'll be able to connect to many different sensors. And this will replace a cable that is currently compromised. So basically this is to prevent the interruption of continuous data. And some folks may remember that we've been working on this for a while, so it's pretty exciting that we're here hopefully getting it done. As our ROV pilots were just mentioning, there's going to be some time where we have to move around, get out of the way, And it's a pretty delicate ballet that we've got going on, but again, it should contribute to some really cool results with our data and our cable.
I forget, I have to pick something here to do range. What do I have to pick? Is it right click or center click?
Right click and drag for range.
This
It's
takes
really
it a minute.
laggy. Yeah.
Totally. And I get it in some 34 meters. Should be able to see it. Okay, while I'm waiting for Atlanta, I can play around here. Why do I not see that beacon?
Yeah, do you want it off? No, not logging. We only logged for that brief, like 5 minutes.
I'm surprised I can't see it. Correct. Yeah, it's like this one. You can switch from polar to sector. The easiest way for me is right here. So right's mode. So to the left. Yeah. All the way to the left is sector. One to the right. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Don't want to do that. Yeah. So sorry. One left is polar. One right is sector. And then you can do the, you want to make sure the heading is still 0 because it's forward, but you can do the sector width. I have it set to 130, so that disallows it. I don't have to wait for it to go all the way around. But I'm confused why I can't see it. Maybe I'll come down a little lower.
Lynette. Hey, Lynette. Can we stop pinging? I mean, I see that you're not pinging our beacons. Is it okay if the cable ship begins pinging our beacons? Like not Herc and Atalanta, but the ones that we've placed, the ONC ones?
Yeah, okay with me. We're not pinging them right now, and we have their locations marked. I don't.
Yeah, operationally, we don't need them right now.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, great. So I'll let you know when we can start up again, when we need to.
Roger.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Let's, I'm going to switch the seeking back to,
Oh, I have to turn Norbit off, I think.
you will. You're not playing with it anymore?
No, I mean, I was only keeping it up if we were going to use it.
No, I think for most of this, we're going to use our scanning sonars. And
Yep. Should have stopped. Did it stop? Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, I could probably change the frequency on Norbit, keep it going. But
Yeah, you can play with that if you want.
try it.
Dan, do those lasers have a range on them? So I know they're 10 centimeters apart, but is there like a maximum viewing range? Like could you say, oh, we're 5 meters from the seafloor because of how they look?
No, you need a third one to do range, one at an angle to it.
Ah, more of that triangulation?
Yeah,
Still picking it up?
yep, still picking it up.
Too low.
Rescue helicopters use a 3 Ranger arrangement, and we've tried it out before, and I loved it. On another vehicle, we had 2 lasers on the top, one camera, and 2 on another, and I could tilt them in such a way so I could be X meters off the seafloor, and then as I came down, they would separate one way, and as I came up, they'd separate the other way. But I'm a bit of a geek, and no one else but me liked it.
Can't get it.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's I think it's interesting too.
I'm not within. I can't get it either. Maybe I'll try and range. I can't get it on either sonar. I just see a lot of Norby noise. Let me switch frequencies here.
All right.
Yeah, it's just there's too many sonars going on.
Yeah, I'll just close it out.
I think the better way is we get this one set up on 325, how it usually is.
Yeah.
And then if we want an orbit, we just pause this one, because at that point...
Yeah.
What is the frequency of the Norbit?
Chris likes to run it at 400 kilohertz, but
Okay.
there's a 200, a 550, and a 700 option. So it shouldn't show up when I change it, but it's not doing anything.
And then this one, it should be at 900 at this range. If you range out further, it'll drop its frequency automatically, because, you know, the further... But it's really funny, the Tritech likes to run at 375. It's hard to get it dialed in at anything. It's really... I'm going to have to move here. It's frustrating. I can't see the beacon from here. 20 meters away from it, I can't see it. Still picking up some noise on that one.
Yeah.
Is it just this like tiny little thing here that you can barely see?
Yeah.
What's the gain situation?
All right, I'm going to stop Norbit, just so whatever.
Roger. So I was lighting it up from this altitude before.
Mod Center, Argus.
Is that it? Or is that a noise blip?
Oh,
That would be
could
less
be
than
it.
10 meters away. It's a noise
Seems
bleep.
about right. Maybe a little more than 10.
It's about useless.
Is your max range on that one 10 right now?
That's typically where we run it.
Okay.
I'm within 10 meters of it because I can see it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it.
I was lighting it up before it. Well, I'll go on the other side and play with it. It's not a very good sonar target. It's a round object. The square float was way better. Did you text Rennie and tell him he has a map to process? And I need some childlike crayon drawings on it for ROV pilot awareness. So in theory, I can drop on the other side of it and see it behind me. But I think I'll not. I think I'll stay up ahead of, above it till Atalanta's on the other side of us. Which way do I gotta turn counterclock here? Oh, for a Gemini. Tritech Gemini, multi-beam looking forward. It's got like, the software's set up so a 8-year-old or ROV pilot can operate it easily.
Yeah,
There's just a couple buttons. It's not all this complex mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Gemini software is nice. I downloaded it to test the Sea King.
Oh yeah.
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 Super simple.
Can we run the Sea King with the Gemini software?
Yeah, I tested it with it.
Well, why are we running this stuff?
I don't know. I figured you like this one because there's more.
I hate this one. It's retarded.
Configurability.
No.
All right, I'll download it tonight. Get it on there.
Yeah. I didn't know it would run with this software.
Yeah.
Or with this
Picks
head.
up. I picks up all the Tritech.
Really?
I think they're just shifting to using that for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, this old stuff is legacy painful. I think that was the node, wave flyby to the node in Atlantis sonar. We might be able to range up in it, but we don't care where that stuff is. You gonna move the ship again, or you just waiting for Atalanta?
I'm just waiting for Atalanta. I think it will ultimately end up where you are.
Yeah, I probably want it 20 meters behind me.
Okay.
We're going to have to stand off even more, because if we keep this heading, obviously, cable ship's going to have to be right here.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little problematic.
Could be. Or we stand off, not on the line, and we look at the whole mess sideways.
To the east?
Yeah, I think it's going to depend on what, it looks like the cable ship's on the same heading we are now, roughly. It's criminal we don't have, yeah, that's what we want. That way I could get me distracted up here, I get in trouble. That way, it's tragic, not criminal, that we don't have position of the vessel on our screen. But we have even better, as we have video of it. So assuming that both vessels keep the same heading, then maybe we just stand off to the south or the north or something. Or southwest,
I would
maybe.
think not north.
Yeah, probably southwest, I would guess. Ideally, we would be southeast, because when they drop the anchor and lay away, then we can run up the line and, you know, pick up the mud mat as soon as it gets in the mud. need to slide south a little. Looks. Wait, I have a marker beacon on sonar, or did.
Lynette,
Yep.
do we have an estimated distance from the vessel on screen?
Distance from the cable ship?
Yeah, how far away are they?
Trevor does. He's got
that
some
I don't
binoculars
know.
that auto range.
Binoculars that auto range?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So
Spent like $2
sporting-
grand on them.
Sporting glasses, he could tell you exactly. I'm surprised.
Down to the centimeter.
He's probably out there right now.
It's actually they're pretty cool.
They're very cool.
Yeah.
No, I was just lamenting that we don't have telemetry to the light vessel. The internet does, though. It's AIS. It'll be published on marinetraffic.com.
What do you think about 25 meters, 135?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can we have 25 meters bearing 135, please?
I'm going to come down a little more, see if we can.
So someone is wondering about the size of the ship, and that I can tell you about the Cable Innovator. It's a pretty big vessel.
Roger.
Actually.
Yeah. We're just trying to sort of step out of the way right now. Yeah, if it's okay to make that move. Okay, yeah, let's make that move, and then we'll just hang out and wait for them to get into position. Yeah, 25 meters, 135. Thank you.
Did she say they want us to be 500 meters away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the standard. Kind of the standard for vessels of this class to be separation. Safe distance.
Sorry, can you say that again, Dan? The vessels of this class need to be at safe distance of?
Yeah, like if you approach any other working vessel in the field,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you stay 500 meters away, it's a comfortable distance for the vessels to maneuver to avoid any issues.
Okay, cool.
Once they're within like that 500 meter circle, then there's a lot of formality that happens. You know, they're within. They're then doing simultaneous operations, direct communication.
Will we be within 500 meters
plans.
to lay the cable? Oh, I'm getting a nod, a sage nod. So yeah, that'll be very close.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be in the zone as it's. We will be in their zone, but they'll also be in ours, of course. So
Reciprocal zones.
yeah, overlapping zones.
So viewers are just kind of wondering how big Cable Innovator is. And the Cable Innovator's overall length is 145.5 meters, whereas the Nautilus's length is 68 meters. So almost double our size. It's also almost twice as fast as us with a maximum speed of about 17 knots. I believe ours is 11. I guess that's 3/4 as fast.
Roger. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not quite sure where to put us because like they need to have their rear right over this, right?
Yeah, we'll probably move off to the southeast, I would imagine. But that's above my pay grade. I cannot pick up that stupid float.
Yeah, I think.
No, we'll have to enter the zone. That'll be the captains talking to each other, getting permission to approach, all that mumbo jumbo stuff.
Lucky for us, it's a beautiful day. I mean, lucky in the sense that we waited for the beautiful day and planned around it. While we are waiting, is it possible to zoom in on that sea star and fish combo just on the edge of our porch?
At the moment, I'm playing around with my sonars, trying to zoom in on a float that's clearly 20-some meters away from me and failing.
Another time then.
Yeah, sorry, I'm moving up and down and kind of forward and back here, playing around with my toys. We want to have our sonars dialed in, so when we start this for real, we can see what we need to see.
Absolutely.
And seeing this float that's plainly in front of me on the sonar is it's kind of part of the game.
Truly, I'm not offended. You'll have to try harder.
I'm going to start cursing here in a minute.
Okay, so that ship move is done. Atalanta is still swinging.
Roger.
Ship is still essentially over the anchor drop location, so I think we'll just wait for a bridge to advise us on where they want us to be.
Look at that, Lynette. Look at that. It's a
A
dot.
target? Wow.
That is a very faint dot. So I've
How'd
got
you get that?
I don't know.
You've
I
just
just
bumped up
kept
the gain?
pressing buttons. I finger smashed it into submission. I've got it on one sonar. Why is it not on two? So that is 12 meters away. I'm 20 meters here. 12. Where are you? Why are you not there? Yeah, I've got the gains maxed out, which will, if we come down on the seabed, be nothing but noise. So maybe, so now that I know where I am, 12 meters away, if I come up.
Can I reset your DVL?
Oh yeah. Let me come out of auto XY.
Some folks are wondering what kind of cable this is. Is this the cable we use for the internet?
Okay.
And
back into auto XY.
this particular cable will be part of the Ocean Network Canada.
Come down on Atalanta a bit. Get me centered up here, at least in that view. Sorry, I'm talking to myself up here.
Oh, no worries. Don't pause.
Yeah, don't be afraid to run over me.
Alrighty, just making sure. So yeah, to answer that question, what kind of cables are we using, and what are the cables for the internet? I mean, in some ways, because this is a cable that we use on our network, which allows us to provide power
kind of big
and
smeary
internet
target
to the kind of the instruments that are on the seafloor, which allows scientists and users to access them via the internet. But it's not a telecommunications cable that anyone would use. It's going specifically to the Ocean Networks Canada network sites. But the data that comes
not
out of those
anymore.
sites is available for users through the Ocean Networks Canada website and our data portal. And there is, I would say, more than a smattering. I believe the last set of numbers I had was 1.6 petabytes of available data. And I think I got that stat about 6 months ago, so let's round up. Let's call it 1.8 petabytes, just for good measure. So there's lots of data available that anybody would like to access. And one of the goals here is that by putting it down, we can then come back in future years and get more specific instrumentation for this area. And right now, fortunately, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, as we get all of our ships in place, as we get the ROV in place, as Dan mentioned, making sure that our equipment is working properly, giving us good targets, good readings, and all of that is to maintain safety for the ship, the ROV, for us, and also to lay this cable, because this is actually a bit of a challenge. It is requiring quite a lot of precision. It needs to be in the right orientation and in the right direction and the right length. We don't have a lot of extra cable to play with, so we need to make sure that we are doing everything we can for a successful operation.
I wonder if we essentially want to get Atalanta down here, like directly south.
At the moment, I would.
Yeah, I don't think.
What we talked about in the meeting
Uh-huh.
was having it on the ley line. So, yeah, right. And
But the other ship's got to get here.
yeah.
You know. So we'd have to really back off to like not be in their way. But if we can sit south of them.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a call from the bridge, which way they want to move.
Yeah, I think we'll just hold
but
off doing
so
anything
what would
right now.
What would be our druthers? Our druthers probably would just be to, yeah, move the whole mess one of the cardinal directions south. But they're gonna, they might want to have some positional offset to be optimal for. Some of the other considerations are what a blow-off situation is, so whether they're upwind or downwind.
Yeah, right.
What's an easy way to move the vessel to avoid, you know.
Yep.
So they have the most maneuverability while they're in close proximity. And there's a whole bunch of things that they're gonna, the captain's gonna, captain to captain kind of stuff. From a ROV perspective, oops, why did that not work? One of the things we think about is what's, if the vessel loses power. So obviously you don't want the ships to collide, but also we don't want our jewelry to get entangled with the jewelry that's hanging off the back of that vessel. So you know, if we went lights out, we'd want to slowly drift away in a controlled fashion. That gives us time to, you know, reboot or restart or whatever we have to do to get control of the vessel again. Or the winch or any, I always think of worst case scenarios, what could possibly go wrong. And so typically when vessels are working close together, they're both on a weather heading and they're, you know, in front or behind, because it's easier to give it a squirt ahead or give it less power and let it drift back.
What do you mean in front or behind? Like this?
Yeah, ships go forward and back easier than they go side to side. As you know, if we have weather, you know, Nautilus struggles to make a lateral move, but it can go forward and back. And then, I don't know, for example, the captain might want the mains online on standby. I don't know what the procedure is. I'm just wildly guessing there.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking like their ship has to be here, right? And presumably the same heading. So, man, I would think if we were similarly, but down here,
I think
we
so.
could always run forward, right?
Yeah.
We're out of their way.
Yeah.
we can run, but we'll see what they say.
It makes sense to me from what I'm seeing right now for us to move due south or southish, some south move. I think at some
Southwest.
point, yeah, southwest, that will work. I think at some point we'll see the cable innovator do a 360-degree spin.
What's that for?
Their computer will analyze all the conditions, current, blah,
Word,
blah, blah.
word from the cable innovator is that they're moving to 200 meters off from the Nautilus.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping the captains have their own chat.
200 meters what?
So
Just 200 meters toward, like, away from us.
Okay, roger.
Since we're working that out, AJ, it would probably be a good time to answer Lynette's question. So when we do move, which way are we going to move? And that's above our pay grade. We could contact the bridge from here, or you could, if I wasn't stuck here, I'd probably walk up to the bridge and have a chat with the captain.
Yeah, I mean, all of our communication with the bridge typically is through you, so I was going to let the captains tell us which direction they favored for this operation, and then we can figure out where we need to be positionally in order to get the ROV to see what it needs to see from there.
Yeah, I think once the boys get back from breakfast, I'll walk in and...
Yeah, I think that's essentially what we're doing is just sort of waiting on the innovator to get set up in a position that it likes, and then waiting on word from the bridge about the best position for us.
Is the bridge aware of their, I'm sure, we talked about tuning our radio to that frequency? So that hasn't happened yet?
That hasn't happened because we don't know how to do it.
Me neither. I'm afraid to touch that thing every time I do it. I make it worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I can take your mind off it, Dan. Can you tell us how Atalanta got its name?
Allison picked the name as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
So Lynette, can you hear all of the bridge radio, or only what's directed at you specifically?
Only what's directed at me specifically.
Oh, okay. We could maybe try to find a second handheld, figure out what channel they're talking on, and just bring it into the room.
You could if you want. I think our kind of standard mode is the bridge will relay what we need to know. And we're literally in the dark. It might be, it's kind of a neat thing to know, or if we were doing this all the time, but we really don't need to know. So it might be less distracting and confusing in here.
Yeah.
One thing I do know is we've established the minimum safe working distance for the two vessels is 100 meters.
That's confirmed?
That was just kind of what we've done in the past.
Yeah, I think that's in the...
Oh, you're saying it is
MOP.
confirmed?
No, I guess I'm wondering if you heard that more recently from somebody smarter than
I think that number was
us.
mentioned in our meeting yesterday. Or Allison and Josh were kind of nodding their heads when that number was mentioned. I haven't seen it in writing, but I don't know if it's penned into the dive plan or not. I haven't read that all the details.
Ooh, pardon me.
What would be really cool, AJ, is if I could stay right here and I could watch that marker buoy and see an anchor magically appear 15 meters in front of Hercules.
Yeah, that would be pretty slick.
I can do it. I might not have a job after that, but I don't know if I could physically do it. I don't know if I could, if Hercules has that much power.
One of the viewers is wondering, do we have specific channels to communicate with the other ships, or do we just kind of wait and hear some chatter? And I guess, Lynette, that's kind of more directed at you, because our group has, we hear what's on the science party line and kind of wait for our chance to speak. But what about you, Lynette?
About communicating over radio?
Yeah, so the way that they phrased it is, do we hear the chatter and then when you hear yourself called, respond? Or do you have a specific channel or intercom that you use?
Both.
Cool.
So people can speak directly to other people, choose who they want to speak to or who they want to listen to. But we also have kind of a general channel that we're monitoring, just sort of keeping an ear on, and we may get called there as well. So we're kind of monitoring a bunch of a couple radio stations, as well as the intercom system. We could be called at any of those places.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just there was a clarifying moment in the question about within the Nautilus, and yeah, it's kind of the same. We're listening to the chatter. We can call on individuals if we need to, or we can chime in. I may be the most annoying because I actually call on people by name, which, you know,
But
for
that's
example,
your job.
it is my job, but I do recognize that it comes with a degree of annoyance. I do recognize that. In fact, I'm going to use my power indiscriminately. Stephanie, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm just talking Euros with Mark.
Very good. Very good. There you go. So now she can go offline, and if I need her again, I'll call her directly, or I'll ask a general question she wants to chime in on, like, why do you need Euros?
Oh, sorry.
Soccer.
Yeah, soccer. The European Championship starts today.
Oh.
The first match of the tournament is Germany versus Scotland.
Oh.
I think Germany's going to win. Mark thinks Scotland's going to win, but...
Well, goodness, good thing he's at least 500 meters away.
I mean, I'd be happy if Scotland won.
Okay, okay.
I don't feel particularly strongly about either team.
Pardon me?
So I don't feel strongly about either team, so...
I see. What's your go-to team?
Argentina, but I mean, they're not in the Euros, so...
I see.
But I'd be happy if, like, I don't know, Belgium won or Spain.
Cool.
We'll see.
Sounds good.
$6 meters, 7 meters, the magic number. 7 meters.
Someone's asking if we do any star watching at nights, and is wondering if that's dark or if there's a lot of ship lights. And I would say, in my experience, a little bit of both. I've gone out and looked at the stars and seen the Milky Way. I've also gone out and seen a lot of ship lights, depending again what we're doing and what we need, and then you get washed out a little bit. But there are some little pockets on the upper deck that you can hide in and let your eyes adjust and see some pretty spectacular star displays. I heard from one of our other shipmates that they got to see the aurora out here when it was really flaring. Dan, did you get to see the aurora?
I did not.
No? That's okay. How about Lynette or Ashley? Did you get to see the aurora?
No, I didn't know about it and I missed it.
It's all good.
I was in Hawaii at the time, so I did not see it.
Oh, fair. Aurora in Hawaii would be something else, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
Yeah. It's pretty rare for where I live as well, so I made a point of going out to see it, which I was lucky enough to do that. But I've never seen it in its natural habitat, shall we say, the north.
How was it in Victoria?
It was pretty cool. We got to see, when we were out, we got to see a pretty big flare, I guess, or ejection. And so there were like purples and blues and greens, and I've got some photos on my phone I'd be happy to share with you later. We did find at first that we actually needed to use our night vision phones to see it, and then once they had the flare, it was really undeniable what it was.
Nice.
Yeah, I wasn't sure at first. I was like, I don't know if I'll see it. And then once you see it, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I know that's it. And yeah, someone's speculating that even with ship lights, it's got to be lower light pollution overall, and absolutely, yeah. Got some new faces joining us here. I'm gonna ask you something on comms. So, Dirk, you're on the comms now, and someone's asking. It says a few years ago, was there a mud map that landed on top of the node?
Mudmet land? No. So, well, I'm not sure, but I do believe like a few years ago when we were doing something very similar, there was a big mushroom anchor.
Oh yeah.
Which is I don't know how much they weigh, but it's a big block of steel, and it landed inside of an instrument platform. Kind of the same thing.
And it landed right on the node? Did it go crunch?
No, it just kind of rested. The instrument platform was like a big rectangular box, basically. And the anchor that's about the size of half the instrument platform just kind of landed on top, and nothing actually broke. The ROV went and inspected it, and we're like, oh, that's not good. And they just reeled back up on the line and lifted it off and moved it.
Cool.
Luckily, nothing got broken. So in this particular situation, we're not using a mushroom anchor. We'll be using just a regular claw anchor, 50 kilograms, like 110 pounds.
I mean, I don't think I'd like that to land on me, but I do understand. Got a viewer.
Go ahead, Bridge.
Oh. Got a viewer that's ribbing me, wondering what the AnnoyaCon sky beacon would look like, because it's my job to annoy people.
Roger. Okay. Thank you.
I think it would be a question mark.
Oh, yeah, no idea. What is an AnnoyaCon?
That's me. I annoy people as they're trying to work. I ask them all these questions.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing?
Like I've never heard of an AnnoyaCon beacon before.
Nope. I think we just trademarked it. TM. But yeah, it'd be a big question mark in the sky, and me going, "Hey, what you doing? What you doing?" For folks who are just tuning in, what's happening right now is we have got the cable innovator just off of our side, and it's making its way towards us as we are going to lay brand new cable at Cascadia Basin. And so this is going to be a two-ship operation as we lay this fiber optically enabled cable that allows us to have instrument, excuse me. My shift's almost over, my brain's getting a little fried. Allows us to have power and internet to the instruments on the seafloor. And what we're doing right now is just kind of getting everything ready because it's going to be a bit of a delicate ballet. Not only are the ships going to be very close to each other, which does have its own issues and concerns, the ROV is going to be in the water and cable is going to be laid in the water.
Sorry.
And this cable's quite special. It's got all sorts of connectivity in it, and it's got a limited amount of length. So we want to make sure that we're laying it as carefully and delicately as possible. So there is a bit of a hurry up and wait happening right now, and we're given the airspace to comms so we can be safe. But your questions are still lovely, and we will get to them as soon as we can. Darn it.
Morning, team. Good to see you all again.
Good morning.
I didn't get the opportunity to like wake up and see the ship immediately in my face. I was kind of
Well, you kind of have that opportunity whenever you wake up.
yeah.
It's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So it's got to be that that mud mat is sitting on some kind of cable, lazy Susan. Yeah. You see in this chat? No, but look at Matt's comments. Yeah, I know. I'm replying to that. Oh my word.
Hey, Nav.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to confirm, we've got the ROV sitting by the anchor location here.
Correct.
Have you received any word from Bridge that we need to move?
Yeah, so Bridge called just a few minutes ago. The cable innovator is positioning itself 100 meters away from us. Once they're in position, the captains are going to communicate about where we should be moving to get out of their way.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
That's Matt. Matt's just don't take that radio and put the garbage.
Couple hours, yeah. This is not super reliable, and like the radioing E to tell the ship that they're currently sitting over top where they have to be. That's not gonna work.
No.
So I told him it's got to be bridge to bridge, bridge to our nav.
Yeah, for any ship movements, yeah, has to be that.
Oh. Can't hear Bridge in this seat. Moving south.
Bridge, nav. Hi, yes, we just discussed a south move 100 meters. It looks like the move called in was to the southeast. Yeah, I think that was a misunderstanding. I think south would be the best. Yes, roger that, thank you. And we'll, once we get in set up down there, we'll decide with you what the best position is. Thank you. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, right?
No, thank you, Renate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got enough space? How's the watch been?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, how did you do that? Oh, right. Okay. It might have already been programmed in there. Just gonna go ahead. That makes sense. Yep. That's good. Nico, did you guys sort out which, if you're UHF or VHF and channels and all that?
Yeah, we were on VHF channel 8, I believe,
Okay.
but it sounded like it was bleeding over into channel 16, which is not great. So we just changed our radio to narrowband and are doing a radio check again.
Roger. It sounds like Lynette set this up, so we'll hear 68 up here.
Oh, that's great.
She'll be the captains.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Lynette and Amber sorted that. Okay, we're going south, so we'll lose viz on our thingy.
We norbited a bit earlier.
Okay. Like low or high?
We came up, we were having trouble finding two things in the sonar, the node and one of the beacon floats, and because they wanted to see both of them in the sonars at the same time. So we turned on Norbit and just like turned our heading and scanned and picked them both up pretty easily.
That's a pretty definitive measurement.
Yeah.
I could throw that in here maybe. Was it recorded or just pinged?
It was, we recorded, yeah, a quick little
okay, so that bit's recorded, got it. So. Yeah. Cool.
But it's also up and could be running now if we wanted, but
nah.
It was interfering with the Tritech, so took it down.
Yeah, I'm finding that this, if we just record along the way when we're low and all that stuff, it doesn't really, it's not super useful.
Yeah.
Or it can be useful, but
It's nice to have up in real time, not necessarily recording, but
yeah. If I had
if
infinite,
you're like looking for something.
yeah, if I had infinite time to process, maybe, but
Yeah.
don't. So you're gonna eventually back south. It looks like Atalants have felt that southwest move, probably for about the length that we did it. So now we'll be going south.
How far? 100 meters?
Yeah, 100 meters. So they have 81 to go on the ship. This is super slow and laggy. Restarting it would be a pain, but is possible.
You'll likely have lots of time once they're put in first mud mat in the water and all that.
Yeah, I might just do it. Do it then, right at the start of the lay, that way. It just bogs down from accumulating stuff in it.
Memory.
Yeah, you. Yes, the correct word for it. Memory. Man, and it's much easier to do this in flat bottom than crazy terrain. We haven't even had to think about terrain.
What?
We haven't even had to think about terrain.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
Just flat mud.
You over there changing Atalanta's heading too?
Hmm?
Were you changing Atalanta's heading too?
Yeah.
It's a one-man show up here.
Huh?
One-man show.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Yeah, I could leave too, I think.
Yeah. I got this. I'll talk to the bridge.
Yeah.
I'll Norbit at the same time too.
Yeah. Come off watch, just complete frazzled mess. Ooh. Your eyes are looking in 7 different directions.
Telling myself up 5 meters on the delta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 meter move, 100 meter move. I do hear stories about that, like smaller operations.
Yeah. Want to see something funny?
Yeah. Do you figure out that? What's that? Go ahead. Do it again. Oh yeah, I saw the TCM2's busted.
Yeah.
At first I was like, is there an offset? And then it's like,
No.
no, it's just broken.
It's just broken. Yeah, I gotta look at that.
Yeah, and then I was like, is that being recorded?
I'm hoping it's just the sensor or something, or but I don't know. It's not in software because that'd be a mess.
Yeah.
I would doubt it would be that, but
Just tap into the sensor directly. See what's coming out. I might have a feed of that doesn't go. No, I think it. I want to say we only record that. I don't know.
yeah.
Never mind. I don't want to get distracted with it, but I kind of do. No, not now.
Oh, my
I'm doing
phone's
the same
dead.
thing. I want to crawl into the data to see if, but this is like the least worry right now.
Nav, you want to give us a ROV? How are you here on it?
Relative to what?
The anchor position.
ROVs are approximately 70 meters south, and we're moving further southward. We have another, ship has another 40 meters to go.
You with that?
70 meters south of anchor location.
Yeah, and with another 40 meters to go.
Okay, let's see. ROV is 70 centimeters south of anchor location with another 40 meters to go.
I can faintly hear it back there. So I'm going to try to anticipate need.
Rennie, if you
Yes.
could just let me know when we're done our move, I'll just let the innovator know as well.
Will do. I'll let you know when the ship's done its move, and I'll let you know when the ROVs are done swinging.
And then I'll relay that to chat, and chat can relay that to...
Okay. And if I could have the chat up here so I could get it back to myself, that would be
yeah,
good.
yeah. And then you confirm.
Yeah.
It's most important that you know.
Yeah, I should know, so I'll start the loop.
And close it.
Close it. So Jake, if the ship is here and we're down here, that would be
Ship's there? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be non-ideal. Because as you saw last night, we can have like a 400 meter layback, right?
Yeah.
So if the ships were in line, we're not going to be able to see. So we'll have to be offset in some direction. They'll have a layback as well. Keep in mind, like as they're laying it with their tension.
Do you have the ship in high pack, the second ship?
I don't know.
I was just wondering what those like range circles were.
Those are to targets now.
Oh, I was just, yeah.
I can put a range circle around Nautilus though.
No, that's fine. If we don't have the other ship, it kind of doesn't really help. But.
So we'll have to offset in one direction or the other, and also have the captains agree with it. So it'll either be this way or this way. Can't be closer, can't be further aft, shouldn't be right behind it. Have to be here or here. You'd have to do an extra 60 meters of stretch if we were this way. So to me, this seems preferred.
We're kind of already over this way, right?
Or kind of do south of it.
Really?
Yeah, they were here.
Aren't they like here?
Relative to us, they were here, and now it looks like they're coming in.
Oh,
So now
I've been outside.
Side.
Yeah, half an hour.
Yeah. So that makes the most sense to me.
Does that
I'll
door
confirm
open?
that with what's that? Yeah, it does. You can do it. I'll have to undog it. We've done that before.
I mean,
it blasts out with the light though. That's the only problem. Get blinded.
kind of useful. We don't have the location anywhere else.
Yeah. Not to alarm anybody out, I'm going to peek out the door. Yep, there's a ship right there.
Right there?
Yep.
Cool. Good navigating.
Visually.
Sometimes you just got to do it by feel.
Sometimes you just got to open the door.
Would have been pretty sweet if we could have gotten that, their position plumbed into HIPAC, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what the... I wasn't in that loop. I think that was a DE thing. Yeah, so they're kind of like right here where we were. So we'll have to be offset in order to go. And I might, I'll talk with Pablo about that, but maybe I'll talk with him in person and talk it through with him and see if he agrees. And yeah.
Oh, I was not paying attention there.
240, I don't know, it's all jumbled, but yeah. Yeah, that should be it. So there's where you're
Just
looking
get
at,
a
and then
laser.
right up that is
Laser.
like that you can
See
see
how
they
far
put
they
the
are?
circles around where the
Trevor's
anchor
binoculars.
wants to land.
That'd be a great nav tool. Look out, just distance.
Be a great picture.
East,
Yeah.
or west rather.
Navigating.
We're not pinging the beacon.
No, I'll confirm. Correct.
No. I don't think so. We'll get Rennie to confirm here. So we're just looking at HIPAC here. I'm looking at the anchor node mud mat placement with the little boundary circles you've put on it.
This
Yeah,
this is old.
that's old.
So
Okay.
I can just delete those right now. It's these are the
Those are the new ones.
Yeah, this is the
and
beacon.
then the beacon
and
is
then
right there, just 3 meters to the east of it. Or west, rather.
West rather, yeah.
Yeah.
Beacon and then the anchor landing target.
Okay.
I can just get rid of this stuff.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that makes me feel a little better. I was like, this doesn't gel with what AJ was saying.
I think, yeah, because the node was further southwest by our nav, so then we had to redo all the stuff, it looks like.
Perfect.
Would you like any circles on the new one?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's him calling the cable innovator on 68. Do you guys copy all that?
We copied.
Copy.
Okay, so the ship moves complete, and Atalanta has another few meters, 20 meters, 25 meters to swing. So we're well clear. They're going to move back in north.
We
What is-
won't have much to do until that mud mat or an anchor is nearing bottom, so.
Yeah. So we were, I mean, this is less of a concern for you guys back there as far as ship position goes, but
Still nice to know.
yeah, we're looking at, you know, the cable innovator's going to be kind of due north of us-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, with variable laybacks of when we're at speed versus when the cable innovator is at speed with tension, we don't want to be directly behind them on the path. They will be moving 315, so now let me think about that. Let's see if they're going 315. Yeah, this might actually be okay to be due south of them.
Are you going to be able to stretch out with the ship in this orientation, or are you going to have to go like stern into the wind?
I'll talk with Pavel. I mean, in my mind, that's not ideal. I think, so if we're going 315, that's like this. Yeah, that seems like...
At this point, I'm more concerned just about our initial approach on the mud mat anchor, because that's the position they're going to be in, and we're going to have to be able to visually inspect the mud mat.
Roger, yeah. I mean, on paper it seems fine if they keep, because it's, I think we're going to be, let's see, yeah, we're 100 meters south of it right now, so it would be stretching out from here to there to visualize, which is about 100 meters stretch.
Yeah, I thought your stretchability off to the side like this wasn't as good. It was better to be pulling away from the stern, or am I incorrect with that?
I think at these depths we'll be okay for this initial one.
Okay.
Just because that angle on the back won't be so bad. I mean, from a standpoint of just the weight of it, it shouldn't matter any direction.
Yep.
But then the angle of it, I think, you know, stretching 100 meters over 2,600 meters isn't going to do too much.
Yeah, it's going to be a tiny angle.
Yeah. And then there'll be a curve to it too, so there probably won't be any.
I'd be surprised if you even see it on the A-frame as any deflection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we would have just done probably more than that just now, or a little, or just about the same.
Yeah, the weight of the cable would just probably let it sit vertical.
Yeah, a little bit of a belly.
So Jake, looking at this again, kind of just like, we're not going north with it. We're going 315. So this might actually be an okay position for us.
Cool.
Due south of the cable innovator, and then we stretch for whatever, you know, if we're able to catch up with them and watch touchdown eventually.
Man.
I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go.
Okay.
So in that case, southeast would have been really not ideal, because then we'd be on the same path as them. And we'd be way behind all the time. Atalanta's probably almost on the move.
They are about to start putting the anchor for the first mud mat overboard.
Cool. Yep. You guys want to see it? Yeah.
So right now it sounds like they're moving 100 meters closer, but I
Roger.
imagine that's all talked through captain to captain, so.
Yes, they just said that over 6.8. Channel 6.8, not the cable. Although that would be a hilarious means of communication. Just a tin can and then a 6.8 cable to the other ship.
It might work better than the radios we're using right now.
Yeah, what's going on back there?
Yeah, we seem to have it now. It's just, you know, 2 different radios on 2 different ships or 2 different radio types, and trying to find a channel that works without interfering with our bridges. And plus we're in a bit of big metal box, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
This
getting some weird interference.
So we're not going to be moving south anymore, you don't think? I
No.
should be now arrange the vehicles to be looking forward as they come this way.
So yeah, they're coming in, they're moving into they're probably about 100 meters up here, so they're coming here. We're going to be holding here for a long time, probably.
Yes.
And
All right.
then we'll eventually pop up there and check it out.
Can you guys walk us through the order of operations here? So
Yeah.
mud mat deployment.
So they're putting an anchor over the side first, and then 100 meters after that will be the first mud mat. That operation will be pretty slow for them. Once the mud mat and anchor in the water, they'll start lowering it down, and they will radio us to kind of milestone depths. Once they get the anchor about 25 meters off bottom, they'll stop payout, and we'll take control of the pinging the beacon that's on that mud mat, and we'll get our ship into a position where we are able to approach that, and we'll stretch out, we'll approach it, we'll look at it visually before final touchdown, and we'll guide them into final position with based on our seafloor markers we put, and then they'll lower the anchor down and start to move away if the anchor is in a good position in their cable lay path towards mud mat deployment.
And what does that look like? I mean, is the mat itself, you know, origamied up? Does it need to be deployed manually from us, or is it actually like going to land?
No, the mud mat is quite a massive structure, so we're not going to be able to move it or anything like that. The armored cable is connected directly to it. That's actually what they're lifting the mud mat from. It gets lifted directly from its cable on a bit of on an angled joint.
Okay. Yeah.
When once they get it set up and hanging over the A-frame, I'm sure the video
Nico, we
can
just
take a look at it.
Yeah.
have to confirm that they know that beacon's 8 meters off the bottom, or whatever that distance is.
Or they're going to use that beacon as a reference point for anchor depth.
Oh yes,
It's
it's
not on bottom.
right. I'll just put that in chat. And it's 8 meters.
The whole mooring's about 9 meters tall.
Yeah.
10 meters, so I think it's about 8 meters off the bottom. And the one on the node, that one's sitting right on the node. So that's like 2.5 meters off the bottom.
Yeah. I imagine they'll be using their cable drum as the depth indicator.
Reference as well.
Yeah.
Just not sure if they're using beacons or sonar or to determine the water depth. It's got to be that the beacons are more accurate, but I don't know.
We actually have someone from the Cable Innovator family on the chat.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
I believe we're streaming a view of the Cable Innovator, aren't we?
See, yeah, exactly.
Ah.
See the ship.
That's
so.
cool.
One more mode of communication in case the walkie-talkies break down.
Well, they're moving closer, so maybe at one point their
Yeah, we can just
family
yell.
can wave
Yeah.
at them.
Jake, while we're going to be down here for a while, I'm going to restart this thing. And
Go for it.
I'm going to just try to make sure I got everything to add back in.
Confirming. Two 409, yeah.
but where did it save it?
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to put depths or lats or longs on any of these. I'm going to take these off as well.
Yeah, because someone might just reference them.
Exactly.
And then
So I
it's
put
10 meters off, and then
for this one I put 7 to 8 meters off bottom, because
Sure.
that's all they should know, like, right?
and in terms of the mud mat, yeah, just 2 meters. I don't know if that matters to them, but
But it's on top of the mud mat then, so it's probably 4 meters.
oh, just the beacon. I mean, they should be crunching those numbers themselves. So it's sitting on the mud mat
Yeah.
or on the node.
Yeah. Is the beacon physically on the node, or is it also floating up?
It's physically on the node. The beacon doesn't actually float.
Okay.
So it's on a 30 centimeter long pole. So it might be, you know, half a meter
Okay.
above the top of the node.